So you want to break into the world of cybersecurity, right? But it seems, well, kind of complicated, maybe even a little intimidating. What if I told you there's a clear roadmap, a real step-by-step guide that can take you from knowing nothing to being a pro that companies are desperate to hire? All right, let's map out that journey for you. Think about it. Pretty much our entire world is connected now. Your money, your private messages, your company's biggest secrets, it all lives in this huge, invisible digital space. But that hidden world is fragile. It needs guardians. It needs protectors who know how to defend it from all the chaos out there. And just look at the need for these guardians. The number of cyber attacks around the globe isn't just going up, it is absolutely exploding. And you know what that means? The demand for people with these skills is through the roof. This isn't just a job anymore, it's a critical mission with a frankly staggering amount of opportunity. Which, of course, brings us to the real question. How do you get started? How do you turn that curiosity into an actual career? Well, that's what this is all about. This is your personal starting line, your map to becoming one of those protectors. Okay, first things first, every skyscraper needs a rock-solid foundation, and your cybersecurity career is no different. This first stage is all about getting those core principles down so that everything you learn later has something strong to stand on. The absolute bedrock of all this is something called the CIA triad. And no, not that CIA. We're talking confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These three ideas are everything. Confidentiality is about keeping secrets. Integrity means making sure the data hasn't been messed with. And availability means you can actually get to your data when you need it. Every secure system you've ever used is built on this triad. Once you've got the theory, it's time to get your hands on the tools. First up, you're going to master the command line, that little black box of text, in both Linux and Windows. It's how you talk directly to the machine. Then you'll learn to actually see the invisible data flying through the air with a tool called Wireshark. This is how you start to speak the language of the network itself. And how do we keep all those secrets safe? With the magic of cryptography. And it's not as complex as you might think. You start with a secret message, right? That's your plain text. You use a kind of magic lock, which is just an algorithm like AES or RSA. And what comes out is ciphertext, a completely unreadable scramble. That's it. That's how we build trust online, and you're going to understand exactly how it works. All right, foundation's built. Now it's time to step onto the digital battlefield. This is where we take all that theory you just learned and turn it into active, real-world skill.
See, in security, there are two sides to the same coin. You've got the blue team. They're the defenders. They build the digital fortress, they patrol the walls, they are the shield. Then you have the red team. They're the attackers, the ethical ones, of course. Their job is to think like the enemy, test the defenses, and find every single weakness before the bad guys do. To be truly great, you have to learn to think like both.
Now we're going to get our hands dirty with some advanced stuff. You'll learn how to safely take apart malware to see how it ticks. You'll use Python, a super powerful programming language, to automate security chores. You'll dive into the cloud, AWS, Azure, and learn how to lock it down. And you'll poke and prod at web applications to test their armor. Each one of these skills makes you so much more valuable. Now, this is important. To build a better shield, you have to understand the sword. That's why you're going to learn the attacker's toolkit, tools like Nmap to map out a network, and Metasploit to find vulnerabilities. The goal isn't to cause harm, not at all. The goal is to see the world through their eyes, so you can anticipate their next move and build defenses they can't get through. So, you've learned the principles, you've mastered the tools, but how do you actually prove to someone you know your stuff? This next stage is all about taking that knowledge and forging it into real achievements you can actually show people. The goal here is pretty simple, but it's a huge leap. You're going to stop just learning about things, and you're going to start building things. Real projects that solve real security problems. This is the moment you go from being a student to being a builder, a practitioner. It's a total game changer. And here's a perfect example. You won't just read about what a security operations center or a SOC is. No way. You are going to build a miniature one yourself, from the ground up. You'll set it up to pull in data from computers, you'll hunt through that data for signs of trouble, and you'll make it send you alerts in real time. It's an incredible project. So what do you walk away with? You'll have built your own custom tools to automate some security task. You'll pull everything you've learned into one big final project. And all of this work, all this proof, will live in your professional GitHub portfolio. That portfolio becomes your new resume, a living, breathing collection of work that proves what you can do. After all that learning, all that building, you've reached the end of the roadmap. But here's the secret. It's not really the end. It's actually the opposite. This is the launch pad. This is where your real journey begins. Because when it's all said and done, after you've mastered all the tools, all the code, all the clever techniques, the single most powerful weapon in your arsenal isn't something you can just download.
It's this right here. The ultimate skill is learning how to learn. This field changes, and it changes fast. New threats pop up literally every day. New technologies change the game every year. So your ability to adapt, to teach yourself new things, and to stay hungry for knowledge, that is your real lasting power.
So, there it is. That's the roadmap. You've seen the path from beginner to expert. You know how to build the skills and forge the proof. You're standing at the starting line. The only real question left is the one you see right there. What will you protect first?